Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be talking about LinkedIn. So what I had actually planned was to talk to you guys and give you some tips about how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. Whether you're a job seeker or you're a business owner, whichever side of the coin you're on, I was just going to talk to you guys and share some tips on how you can optimize your LinkedIn profile. But as I was filming, I think I was about a quarter way in, I just had a thought that there's some people that might watch it and think this is not relevant to me and just close the video. And so I decided to scrap all of that out and talk to you guys in this video about the importance of LinkedIn, why you have to be on LinkedIn, and hopefully by the end of this video you'll be pumped and excited to go and create or revive or rethink your LinkedIn strategy. If this is your first time on my channel, thank you for clicking this video. I appreciate that. My name is Nicole, and on this channel we talk about career, faith, lifestyle. It's just a millennial girl's diary. So LinkedIn, I've used LinkedIn to change industries. I was able to make a transition from like a service sales type of position into recruitment because of LinkedIn. When I was still in Malaysia and I was planning to come to Canada, I was able to conduct informational interviews with people who were already working in Canada just to get insights and more information about what the market is in Canada using LinkedIn. When I then came to Canada, I was able to land my first job within 2 weeks of arrival from using LinkedIn and networking and talking to people. I've managed to get clients for my career coaching business as a result of LinkedIn. I've made amazing friends from LinkedIn. And so LinkedIn is so powerful, and I wholeheartedly believe in it and recommend everybody to be on LinkedIn. And so the very first and most obvious reason why you should be on LinkedIn is it's an active job search tool. And so as opposed to going to traditional job boards like Indeed or JobStreet, this will differ based on which country you're on. You can actually go on LinkedIn, see which companies are hiring, the location, what positions they're hiring for, and if you have a copy of your resume saved in your phone, you can easily click on apply and upload your resume, and that's it. It's as easy as scrolling your phone and applying for a job. If you log into LinkedIn, you can actually go to the settings and filter for the types of positions that you want using job titles, using keywords, using location, using your skills. It's really sophisticated in that way. And you can set up alerts. That way, even if you're at a party with friends, if you're on your couch watching TV, whatever it is you're doing, you can get a notification on your phone that there's a new job for this particular position, and you can immediately stop what you're doing, quickly upload your resume and apply for the job. And that's also an advantage because it's always good to apply for jobs within like the first 1 to 3 days before the recruiter is overwhelmed with so many resumes. So if you're amongst the first to upload your resume, chances are your application will actually get seen and looked at. The recruiters don't look at every single application that comes in for jobs that they post. That'll just be too overwhelming and it's not realistic at all. So if you're actively looking for a job, you definitely want to be on LinkedIn. Now, if you're not actively looking, LinkedIn also works as a passive job search tool. So that means even if you're not looking, you can set it up in such a way that opportunities will come your way and you can cherry pick. If an opportunity comes that you like, you take it. If an opportunity comes that you don't like, you leave it and you stay passive. As a recruiter, my favorite candidates to work with are passive candidates because it's more exciting for me to convince you why you should take my job as opposed to somebody who's active and they're desperate and they will take anything and say anything just to get hired. I personally enjoy working with passive candidates. It's a nice little challenge. But basically, if you're not actively searching, you can still position your LinkedIn profile and get it optimized in such a way that when recruiters are conducting their searches, you would still be able to rank high in those searches, and recruiters can approach you and talk to you about the opportunities that they have. And if you're interested in the opportunity, then you can take it. I always tell people, never close yourself to an opportunity until you know what's actually out there. You never know, there might be something out there that is better for you, something that's going to pay you more money, something that's going to give you a better title, something that's going to give you better benefits. So just always be open. Never say, oh, I'm not looking, oh, I'm not looking, oh, I'm not interested. You don't have to be actively searching, but just make sure your profile is optimized so that if there is an opportunity, you get to hear about it and say no to it, as opposed to saying no by closing yourself without even ever hearing about it. Your best next thing might come to you without you even looking. Don't wait until your company suddenly gets bought over and then you get laid off, or corona happens, or the next thing happens, to now start thinking, oh my god, I don't have a job, what should I do now? Just always be ready. I tell people that all the time. Always be ready. Even if you're not looking for a job, just set it up and passively search. Let the opportunities come your way and you say no to them. My favorite thing to do on LinkedIn is networking. I have met amazing people on LinkedIn. When I was in Malaysia and I was trying to come to Canada, I contacted several people on LinkedIn and I conducted informational interviews just to get an idea of what to expect in the recruitment industry when I came. I spoke to people both at recruiter level and at management level because I wanted to know what I was getting myself into. And so without LinkedIn, I would have never had access to people that are working in Canada when I was in a different country. And so that's just how powerful LinkedIn is. When I first came to Canada, I arrived actually on a Friday and my friend picked me up. He made an arrangement to work from home so that he'd be able to pick me up from the airport. So he picked me up, we went back to his apartment, and whilst he was working, I took out my laptop, asked him for the Wi-Fi password, opened my laptop, and I started messaging decision makers. I'd done my research on recruitment agencies in Canada. I looked them up on LinkedIn. I got some information from them using LinkedIn. So when I came, I had my list. I opened my computer and I started messaging decision makers in these agencies. I didn't want to be stuck in a new country without a job and just doing nothing. I wanted to get hired as soon as possible. And so I used LinkedIn for that. Come Monday, when I opened my laptop and logged into LinkedIn, guess what happened? I had some replies, and obviously not everyone responded to me, but some people did. So I was able to use LinkedIn to set up calls, schedule interviews, and I got hired. I'm not going to lie and say it was easy for me to message these decision makers. It was difficult, it was nerve-wracking, but sometimes you just have to be bold and go for it. But I do work with people in my one-to-one LinkedIn intensive strategy session, and I basically give you the step-by-step guide. We first of all work on your mindset. How do you get over the fear of talking to people? Because a person that's in power, whether it's a prime minister or a president of a company or whoever it is, at the end of the day, they're a person just like me. We can be really afraid to approach people who are in power. The moment we break that barrier, we can easily cross over and be able to access what they have. And so in my one-to-one sessions, I work with people about getting over that fear. And then I also give them the specific proven templates that I have used, that my previous clients have used, that you can use to approach and message decision makers for the first time. I give you templates that you can use to message recruiters, because I am a recruiter myself, so I know what a recruiter will respond to. I know what a recruiter will not respond to. So I give you those kind of templates. I give you templates you can use to message somebody just for networking's sake for the first time. And I just teach you how to network on LinkedIn. And so if you're interested in that, check the description box. LinkedIn is also the best place to learn and conduct research. So whether you're a business owner or a career professional, there are a lot of different groups you can join on LinkedIn for different industries. For example, as a recruiter, I'm in a lot of recruiter groups for different industries, and I learn on a daily basis from experts in those industries, from industry gurus who have been doing this for 10, 20, sometimes even 30 years, and they're obviously more knowledgeable and more experienced than me. So it would be foolish for me not to listen to what they're saying, because they've done it 1,000 times over and I've probably done it maybe 100 times over. So even if you're not looking for a job at all, you're not interested in jobs, you can still use LinkedIn to level up your skills. Professional development is so important, and you're better off getting knowledge from real people who are doing that particular job on a daily basis than taking some course from some university, being taught by a lecturer. Not that there's anything wrong with lecturers, but I would personally rather learn from somebody who is doing the job on the actual job, as opposed to somebody who's teaching me theory. So you can take LinkedIn courses, you can join groups, you can also learn from thought leaders. LinkedIn has millions and millions and millions of decision makers and probably hundreds and thousands of thought leaders. And if you're following thought leaders in the different industries that excite you, you read their posts, you read their articles, you're definitely going to be more knowledgeable about certain things and certain practices. And so I would pick LinkedIn for my learning and for my research any day, as compared to taking some course from a university. The traditional person would find a popular university, register for a course, and take the course with the university. On the other hand, you can decide to be smarter about it. Go on to LinkedIn, register for LinkedIn Premium, and get access to all these social media, digital marketing, whatever types of courses you want access to for free, and you're learning from real industry experts. So LinkedIn is a great platform to learn, and not only to learn and do research, but it's also a great platform to get latest industry insights. If you're following thought leaders, they are going to be posting on almost a daily basis with regards to what's happening in the industry. I don't even read the news, you guys. I literally just open LinkedIn. Well, as a recruiter, I spend most of my time on LinkedIn anyway, but generally I just need to open LinkedIn, scroll down a little bit, and because I am following people who are in industries that excite me, just from scrolling LinkedIn, I already have information for the day as to what's happening in this industry, what's happening in that industry, which company is doing well, and all those things. So LinkedIn is a great place to get latest industry information. If you're trying to make a transition, let's say you're trying to move from one career to another career, LinkedIn is a great place for you to get the skills that you need that will help you to interview well and get into that new job that you want. You can join groups for the intended career you're trying to get into. And from just spending maybe 30 minutes to an hour in these groups on a daily basis, spending 30 minutes to an hour reading articles from thought leaders in that industry, you can really educate yourself and be able to position yourself as somebody who's knowledgeable. You might not be an expert, but you can position yourself as somebody who's knowledgeable in the industry that you're trying to get into. LinkedIn is also a great platform to share. Everybody has something to share. I don't care who you are, how old you are, what industry you are. You have something to share. You have a voice. Everybody has something to share, especially if you're an entrepreneur and you have a business. Statistics show that people have to come into contact with your messaging, or people have to have some sort of interaction with you at least 6 or 7 times before they actually purchase from you. So if you're an entrepreneur, you definitely want to be sharing and sharing and sharing your message. But even if you're not an entrepreneur and you're a career professional, you can also share. You can share what's happening in your industry. And it doesn't have to be overly complicated, you guys. You don't have to share the most groundbreaking information. When it comes to content, there's content creation and there's content curation. So if you feel like you don't have anything new to share, which is content creation, make use of content curation, where you take something that somebody else has already shared and add your own opinion to it. And by you sharing, you're triggering the LinkedIn algorithm that will help you to start being seen by more people. It's so important that we start positioning ourselves on LinkedIn the right way now. Even if you're happy in your job, even if you have the best manager, you're making the most amount of money, which is impossible. I don't think there's such a thing as making the most amount of money, because the more you make, the more you want, right? So you always have to stay ready. And so in order to do that, you need to position yourself. You have a nice banner, you have a clear profile that states who you are, what you do, how you do it. You have the right keywords. So just make sure your LinkedIn is well put together. In my LinkedIn Intensive Strategy session, we actually go as deep as trying to identify what your career goals are, where it is you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years, and we position your LinkedIn profile and brand you accordingly. I will give you the different templates to approach recruiters, templates to approach decision makers, templates to approach just people you want to come into contact with. I will show you and teach you how to use LinkedIn, how to optimize the back end and work on the settings to make LinkedIn work for you whilst you do nothing. If you've been sitting on the benches, it's really time to wake up and get your LinkedIn act together. I really hope this video planted that seed inside you. Get your LinkedIn act together and just position yourself. Don't close yourself from something without having tried it. If you're interested in working with me one-to-one for your LinkedIn, I'm going to link the information in the description box. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.